Somewhere right now, behind a gate you'll never be allowed past, someone is having breakfast on a terrace worth more than your entire hometown. This isn't fiction. It isn't a movie set. It's a real street, in a real city, where the world's richest people have quietly built kingdoms hidden in plain sight. Most of us will scroll past headlines about billion-dollar mansions and think, that can't be real. But it is real. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how real. Because we're about to walk you through the most exclusive, most secretive, and most jaw-dropping neighborhoods on planet Earth. Some of these places you've heard of, others, even seasoned travelers, have never set foot in. And one, right at the very end, might be the most disturbing example of extreme wealth you will ever hear about. So stay with us, because this story only gets bigger from here. Let's start in the hills above Los Angeles, where the golden age of Hollywood first taught the world what wealth was supposed to look like. Beverly Hills isn't just a neighborhood, it's a myth that became real estate. Movie stars from the 1930s built the first mansions here, and nearly a century later, the same hillsides are packed with tech billionaires, music icons, and old money families competing for the same impossibly small stretch of land. Homes here regularly sell for $50, $100, even $200 million, hidden behind hedges so tall they block out entire buildings. But here's the part most people don't know: some of the most expensive homes in Beverly Hills sit completely empty, owned by shell companies, never lived in, purchased not as homes, but as trophies, as proof. And that idea, buying a neighborhood not to live in it, but to own a piece of it, is a theme you're going to see again and again as this story unfolds. Now travel across an ocean to a quiet, elegant corner of London called Knightsbridge, where old European aristocracy collides with new global money. This is where you'll find One Hyde Park, a residential building so exclusive that some of its penthouses have sold for over $100 million, and yet many of its windows stay dark at night. Beneath these historic white townhouses, owners have begun excavating downward instead of building upward, creating so-called iceberg homes. 3, 4, sometimes 5 stories buried beneath the street, containing swimming pools, private cinemas, even underground car museums that no council regulation will ever let them build above ground. It's a strange kind of luxury wealth that hides itself. Wealth that goes down instead of up, as if the goal isn't just comfort anymore, but invisibility. That pattern, visible mansions hiding invisible fortunes, becomes even more extreme once you reach Monaco, a country so small you could walk across it in under an hour, yet so wealthy that it has the highest concentration of millionaires per capita anywhere on the planet. Monaco's secret isn't architecture, it's law. There is no personal income tax here, which means Formula One drivers, hedge fund billionaires, and entire dynasties of old European wealth have crammed themselves onto less than 1 square mile of land. Space is so limited that Monaco has resorted to something almost unbelievable, extending its own coastline into the sea, building entirely new land just to sell more of it. Super yachts line the harbor like parked cars in a shopping mall lot, and residents live behind one of the highest police-to-citizen ratios in the world. Monaco isn't just a place to live, it's a status symbol you can hold a passport to. And if Monaco represents old-world exclusivity, Dubai's Palm Jumeirah represents something entirely different: the terrifying speed of new money. This is an artificial island, shaped like a palm tree, built from scratch on reclaimed land in barely a decade. Beachfront villas here come with private docks for yachts, glass-walled pools that seem to hang in mid-air, and views engineered specifically to make you feel like the rules of nature simply don't apply to you anymore. Villas regularly sell for tens of millions of dollars, and buyers keep coming because Dubai offers something almost nowhere else does: zero income tax, extreme privacy, and the ability to build a fantasy from nothing in a fraction of the time it would take anywhere else on Earth. Palm Jumeirah isn't luxury built over centuries. It's luxury built on ambition alone, proof of what happens when money meets no limits at all. But as extreme as all of this sounds, none of it compares to what's waiting for you at the very end of this story, because there is one neighborhood more secretive than all the others combined, where the ultra-wealthy don't just hide their money, they hide themselves. Tucked away in North London sits a street so infamous among real estate insiders that it's earned a nickname, Billionaires Row. On paper, it's home to some of the most expensive mansions on Earth, sprawling estates worth tens of millions of pounds each. But walk down this street in real life, and something feels deeply wrong. Curtains never open. Lights never turn on. Gardens grow wild behind gates that haven't moved in years. Some of these mansions have sat completely abandoned for over a decade, slowly decaying behind their multi-million-dollar price tags, owned by anonymous offshore companies that even investigative journalists have struggled to trace back to real human beings. It's not a neighborhood anymore. It's a graveyard of money, proof that at the very top of global wealth, houses stop being homes and become something closer to secrets. Numbers on a spreadsheet. Ways to move fortunes across borders without ever leaving a name attached. And that's the unsettling truth hiding underneath everything we've shown you today. The most luxurious neighborhoods in the world aren't just about swimming pools and marble floors. They're about a completely different relationship with money, privacy, and power than most of us will ever experience. Behind every gated mansion is a question we may never fully answer. Who actually lives there? Why did they buy it, and what are they hiding from? Because the deeper you look into the world of ultra-luxury real estate, the more you realize the biggest mansions aren't the ones with the best views. They're the ones with the best secrets. And somewhere out there, right now, is a neighborhood even more hidden than the one we just showed you. One most people will never even hear the name of. If you want to know what we found when we went looking for it, you already know what to do next.